Hello Pokemon fans, I'm Professor K for the Pokemon Evolutionaries, and we are back with another PSA submission video. Now, so far, unfortunately, PSA has been a little bit slow in their response time when it comes to a lot of the returns and stuff like that, but we are sending off for the third time with Ludkin's Collectibles. Again, the slowdown is on PSA, not Ludkins themselves, so it's nothing they can do. Just sometimes PSA, when they get big bulk returns, they're really quick with it or they're really slow with it. There's really no in-between. So unfortunately, we got caught on the slow end of things, but that's not going to stop us from sending off again. So for this month, we're going to send off 10 more cards. So let's take a look here and see what is on the list for this month's send-off. So the first thing I'm going to send off here is actually this Espeon GX promo, Sun and Moon number 35. It's very hard to get these cards to come out of their boxes cleanly. So when you get one, sometimes it's just one of those things where you're like, oh man, should I keep it? Should I grade it? It's going to be hard to get this thing to grade high. That's just the way it is with these things. The way they've packaged them now, it's so hard to get that mint card out of these things. So when this one came out as well as it did, I figured I'm going to give it a shot and see what we get on this thing. Espeon's a pretty popular Pokemon. It's a pretty nice looking card. Who knows? We'll just have to see what happens. So we're going to send this one off. I'm hoping for a 9. If I got a 10, that'd be fantastic. But I don't think I am, because I see there's a little nick up there, a tiny nick up there. Nothing major by any means. I don't see any damage to the card at all that you would normally see out of these boxes, but there's a little bit of something with it. So I expect this card to come back probably a 9. If it comes back a 9, I'm still happy with it, but we're going to give it a shot, see what that one gets. The next card we're going to send off here is Rocket's Sneasel. Now, this is the best of series, and this one was one of the winner cards. This was something that was done a long time ago before or I should say, during the time where I was not playing or collecting. So I'm not really familiar with what the card is actually from exactly, but I do remember that this was part of some kind of tournament series. And there were a few cards here that are part of the best of series. And this one is a non-holo, but it's in really good shape. And like I said, it is a winner card, and it's Rocket Sneasel. So I mean, it's just a cool card in general. The early dark type Pokemon looked super nice, and this was part of the E-Series era as well. As you see, 2002. This card is 15 years old. I didn't see any major flaws with this one either. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to take it out of the sleeve here so we can get a better look at it. I put it in just a regular sleeve. I didn't put this one in a clear one. I didn't see any major issues with it. It looks pretty darn clean. I think that that's just a little bit of dirt there, so nothing to worry about there. I can actually get that off of there without any issues. Matter of fact, I'm just going to kind of get it off of there now. Yeah, it's just a little bit of dirt. A couple little spots up here. Nothing too serious. Again, I think this is probably going to come back a 9. And if it does, I'll be very happy with it. Anything else? I don't see any other issues with it, so hopefully this one comes back nice. Definitely expecting good things out of that card as well. I try not to send cards off unless I think they're going to get at least an 8, and even then, I try to avoid those 8s, unless they're like super rare cards, but this one, probably an 8 or a 9. Okay, next card. This is a Ninetales Hollow. This one is from Dragon Frontiers. Very pretty card. Now, the thing about Dragon Frontiers is I'm not sure where PSA is going to go with this. There's a factory print line that runs right through here, and it's pretty common for this era. It's nothing that's too outlandish. It's not anything I don't think it's going to affect the grade, but we're going to see what happens. There is, like I said, this little line. It's about an inch long. It goes from here all the way up actually to the top of the card through the gold border of the foil there. You can see it. But really nice looking card. Otherwise, actually, it goes all the way down behind the card. So the holo foil itself has this print line through it that I just can't seem to do anything about. But we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to see how PSA grades this, because I've got a bunch of holos like this, and I want to see if it makes a difference. Otherwise, there's a little line right here that I'm concerned about. Whether or not they catch that, it remains to be seen. I'm actually going to let Charlie take a look at this. He's actually the guy that I deal with at Ludkin's, and see what he thinks about it. This card may not actually end up coming back as a graded card. This might just come back as a loose card, which I've done a couple of times already. You guys will find that out in the future with the returns. He would take a look at a card and say, I'm not so sure about this one, and we would just say, all right, just send it back. He charges $2 to basically appraise what the card's going to get. And this might be one of those cards, but we're going to try it anyway. It's worth the $2 just to have him take a look at it. Next up, Rocket Scyther. Now, this is really just a cool card. Super nice holographic. This one is just, oh man, one of my favorite holos from this era. What the heck? Why does this say fork on the back? That is super random. I have no idea why that's like that. I believe this card actually belonged to my buddy Jesse. You guys know him as a Bit Oddish, or formerly known as Water and Grass. I didn't see anything with this card of note either, but just making sure. Yeah, that was on the sleeve. This card might actually come back at 10. It might. Like, it's so clean. I'm really, really kind of iffy on whether or not that it would even be close to a 9 at this point. It's so nice. Like, I don't see anything wrong with it. This is a solid 9 all day long, and a very, very, very good candidate for a 10, I would say. So we're actually going to put that back in that sleeve. I'm not going to put it in the other one, though. I'm just going to throw this back in here. And hopefully we get the best out of it, but very nice looking holo. Very, very detailed in the art with it as well. All right. Now, next card's kind of cool. This is actually a Japanese card that was banned. This artwork was banned in English. This is a Moo Moo Milk card. The print that we got looks nothing like this. This is actually a Centret sucking on a Miltank. Yeah, that's why it's banned. I am curious to see if this thing is worth anything graded. It's got some issues. It's not perfect. Might come back an 8, but I just want to have one graded just because it's cool to have a banned card that's graded from the Neo era. Regardless, I just think it's pretty neat. So there's that one. Next up, we got a Raichu base set holo. I believe this one also came from Jesse. Let me just take a quick look at this thing here, see if there's any issues with it. I don't recall there being any. Jesse takes very, very good care of his cards, just like I do. So I'm not too worried about it. There's a little bit of edge whiting down there at the bottom of that corner and that corner, so it might come back as a weak 9, maybe an 8, but we'll have to see how Charlie thinks the card looks, and hope for the best, honestly. So, Raichu base set holo, still awesome. May not come back graded, but we'll have to see. Alright, next, we've got a CP6 Charizard Hollow. I wish I could say this was original, but it's not. This is from the CP6 era. This is a first edition Charizard from that set. I just want to have a graded Charizard Hollow that's Japanese, just for the sake of having it, more than anything. I think I actually pulled this one out of our CP6 box, if I'm not mistaken. Japanese cards, very, very easy to grade. Usually don't come back with any issues, especially if you've taken care of them. Edge whiting is really, really hard to get on these. You have to really ding them up. Very good candidate for a 10, in my opinion. I really don't see why it would get any worse than a 9, just because sometimes PSA can be a little hesitant on giving cards 10s, but this one might actually get one, so we'll have to see what happens. But there we go, Charizard Hollow, CP6. Next up, Full Art Lily. This is from Sun and Moon 1M. Again, Japanese. Very nice card. Pulled this one as well. Almost sold it. Almost sold it when it first came out. Then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hold on to it, and I am going to get this thing graded. This is a very, very, very good shape card. Like I said, I pulled this one myself as well. Super excited to see if this manages to get a 10. Most of my Japanese cards do come back 9s and 10s. More 10s than 9s so far, so I've been lucky in that aspect. But we'll see what that one brings to it as well. This is also, I do believe... Oh, is this not a first edition? This may not be first edition. I thought it was. I guess it's not. So this one's not a first edition, but it's still cool. All right, now we get into the good stuff. There are 2 cards here that you've seen in previous Mega Mailbox Mania mornings. The first one is this Latios Gold Star that came from my buddy Golden Ultra Ball. I traded a PSA 5 or 6-ish Rayquaza Gold Star for this one. Value-wise, it's a pretty even trade, but this card is in pretty darn good shape. I don't think it's a 10 candidate, but maybe a 9 if we're really lucky, and I'll take the 9 anyway, because that's just really good for a card like this. Does have some edge issues at the top, just a little bit, nothing too major, which is why I still think this holds down in the 9 range, but I think it's going to keep it out of the 10s. But time will tell. We just have to hope for the best on this one. So put that one back in its sleeve, and very happy to finally have these cards from EX Deoxys. They're so hard to find. So hard to find. I'm still missing Latios. I need a Latios, but I have my Latios, and I also have my Rayquaza, which is still in decent shape, but it's not a PSA 10, or even probably not a 9. But we'll get to that one in a second because, hey, guess what? It's our next card. We're going to be putting these two both on display as the major submissions for this one. So Rayquaza Gold Star, we're going to take another look at it. We took a look at it in Mega Mailbox Mania mornings after I came back from Connecticut. I made a trade while I was there for both of my Rayquaza Gold Stars. One of them's gone. There is some silvering up and down the edges of both of these, both sides of this card and across the top, which is not a good thing. But it's a Rayquaza Star. They're in super, super low numbers, very hard to come by. The back is really nice. There's a little edge where on the corner, on each part of the corner there. So I think this actually might have a shot between a 7 and an 8. I'm hoping for 8. I'm praying for 9. But realistically, this card could actually come back a 7, and I'm still okay with that. Because again, it's a Rayquaza Gold Star. What I traded for it would be worth a PSA 7. So I'm not too upset. I'm just glad to finally have one of these things, because I was never going to find one of these on my own otherwise. I've had it up on the trade page, the trade wants page for the Pokemon Evolutionaries website for a long, long time, and nothing has ever come of it. So I'm glad that we finally have one. But for those of you who are still wondering, still looking for Umbreon, still looking for Latios, willing to trade for those. All right, so this is our PSA submission for this month. Lots of cool stuff. A few, you know, randos here and there, just holos and stuff. But our major submissions, definitely this Latios and Rayquaza. Lily's pretty good. The Charizard's pretty good. Everything else is just kind of, you know, I hope it does well, just for the sake of doing well. But we'll have to see how things go. So, hopefully, within the next 2 or 3 months, we'll have this one back as well. We should have our very first submission back soon. If we don't, by the time that this video goes live, we'll just have to see how things go. But anyways, guys, wish us luck. We'll let you guys know how things go. We'll be filming our submission videos as they come in. So again, shout out to Ludkin's Collectibles for the good deals on their PSA grading services. Again, still waiting for our first one to come back to know whether or not you know, we did well or not, but we'll see. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe for more TCG content. Let us know what you think about PSA submissions. Is this a series you want to see us keep going with? Do you want to see more PSA submissions in the future? We're trying to do it once a month, and if you guys like it, we'll continue it. If not, maybe we'll cut back on the amount of cards we send. Maybe we'll do it a little less often. I don't know. It's kind of an expensive thing to do, but we do it anyways. So, let us know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. See you guys next time. I'm Professor K for the Pokemon Evolutionaries. Take care. Have a great day.